All right, my love. So we are going to get started in our easy pose today, if you so choose. So a little crisscross applesauce. You can sit up on your bolster if your hips are feeling tight. So I just want you to check in with that. Remembering that in easy pose, our knees should be below the hips so that we're not cutting off the blood supply here, so that our feet don't fall asleep. So sometimes my knees are a little higher, but I still feel the blood flowing. But honestly, I fell down the stairs this weekend and my butt is sore. So I'm just sit up on the bolster, so y'all just do you. It was just, I took a little turn like at a weird angle. I just like slid a little bit. You know? So that was fun. All right. So once you find that shape with your legs that feels like you can just let the muscles in your lower body soften, I want you to bring your attention to your breath. Maybe let your eyes close. And we're just going to begin to arrive to the space. Drawing breath in through the nose. And exhaling nose or mouth. This is it. And it may feel a little strange to be sitting in stillness. Your mind is probably still chattering at you. I want you to remember that all of that is normal. And if it wasn't happening, it would actually be a little weird. So you are perfect right where you are. Know that you don't have to change or even give any energy to anything. All you need to do in this moment is find your breath. With each inhale, lift a little taller through your crown. And with each exhale, soften your shoulders away from your ears. Good. Just finding a gentle flow of rhythm. Breathing in. Out. Just notice how that straight your back. See that go right under this out just a little bit, right? Yeah. 5 more rounds of breath here. Coming into this space and allowing your day to fall away. Last couple breaths. It's much better, Ashes. One more inhale. Open the mouth and exhale. Beautiful. I want you to take your fingertips to the top of your skull. Massage the fingertips in to the head, walking the fingers down the temples and even into the jaw. Maybe you circle around the ears and eventually bring this massage down the sides of the neck. Inhale. Exhale, bringing the fingers down the front of the throat and across the pectoral muscles, kind of on the clavicle. And maybe you're just tapping, but maybe you're massaging with a bit of pressure, whatever feels best. Bring that sensation down the sternum. And then I want you to pause. Big breath into the sternum. And as you exhale, open the mouth and flip the palms to face the sky as the backs of the hands rest on the knees. Good. Inhale to reach the arms overhead, reaching long through the crown. And exhale, round through the upper back, just letting the hands drape in front of you like little photo arms. Let the shoulders and arms relax, and then find a sway through the spine, side to side. The neck just kind of moves as your sacrum goes back and forth. There you go. Now I want you to stack your spine back up, so as you sway, just kind of building up that spine. And then once you feel nice and centered again, find stillness. One more breath in here. And exhale to let something go. Take a moment of pause, rebounding from our grounding. And as it feels right, you'll flutter your eyes open. And just take in a little bit of light. And then when you feel ready, unwind from your easy pose and meet me in tabletop. Good job, ladies. Clothes are coming off. There we go. Good. So square up in your tabletop for me, making sure that bone is stacked on top of bone. So that wrist is right under the elbow, which is right under the shoulder. And then from the side, our knee is right under our hip point. Perfect. And then let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. Option to tuck the toes as you find your cow. So cow is when you sink your belly, take the gaze forward. And then exhale to untuck the toes and round through the spine, dropping the crown of the head to the earth for cat. Flow between those two. Inhale to drop the belly, maybe tuck the toes. Good, Kathy. And exhale. Round. Press that earth away from you. Beautiful. Yes. Give me 3 more wherever you are. Just let it flow with your own rhythm. You guys got this. Good, girl. Big inhale. You got this, cow. Here we go. And then look forward for me. Yes. Now as you exhale, lift the belly. Stretch. Ooh, there we go. One more. Big inhale. And as you exhale, untuck those toes, bring them together so that your knees open as wide as the mat. Sink the hips back to touch the heels. Lower the heart down for child's pose. That's it. You got it, girl. Let the forehead rest on the earth. Soften through the elbows. Option to take your shark fin. So you would bring prayer hands together and then bend at the elbows. And it's like you're making yourself into a little shark. Just an option, not a requirement. If your arms feel better, nice and loose on the ground, just stick with that shape. 5 rounds of breath here. Allowing your neck to relax. allowing your lower back to open. Reaching through the rib cage. That's right. Very good. And softening the shoulders. Last couple rounds of breath. Nice. On your next exhale, releasing that shark fin, if you do have it. I want you to take the palms to your mat and just feel the texture a little bit. There we go. And then I want you to tuck your toes, close your knees just a little bit. Ground through those hands, and you're gonna press through a downward dog and meet in a forward fold. So just a little hip lift to the back. Good. And then bend through the knees to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Open those feet as wide as the hips, bend through the knees. And then let the crown of the head pull towards the earth. Maybe shake the neck or the head, yes and no, releasing any tension out of the neck. Good job, guys. One more breath here. Letting gravity pull the crown of the head towards the earth. That's right, Kathy. Inhale for a half lift. Lengthen the spine towards me, like you're making a little flat back. Good. Exhale, forward fold. You got it, Alex. Inhale to roll up through the spine. So it's like you're a slinky, stacking yourself up. Press into your feet. You're gonna go through this like candy cane shape. Head is the last thing to come up. Little zombie action there, yes. When you do get to the top, roll those shoulders back and down. Feel that energy flow through your body. Nice. Let's take a few arm circles here. So just pressing into all 10 toes. Inhale to reach the arms forward and up. Exhale to open back. This is it for a few rounds. Inhale forward. Exhale. Good job, ladies. Just finding some fluid, some movement in the shoulder girdle. Good. Yes. Last one. As you exhale, open the feet a little wider into your star. Yes. I just want you to reach like you're shooting lightning bolts out of your fingers and toes. Good. Big inhale. Exhale. At the hip, we bend for a forward fold again. So it's a little bit in between our regular forward fold and our wide leg forward fold. So now we can kind of bend through the knees and shift through the hips. Here we go. Good. Inhale for half lift again. Beautiful. Exhale, fold. Inhale to walk your hands out and find your downward dog again. You can walk your feet in as you're walking your hands out. There we go. Very nice. Pedal through your feet, reaching those heels down to your mat. Very nice, Tracy. There. That's good. That's a good plank. We're going to make this a little easier. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. One more breath. Exhale, lower your knees, and then lower all the way down to your belly, my friends. Let's take a moment to be happy that we are on our bellies. I always love coming to belly time. It's one of my top 3 poses. Just chill for a minute. Make sure everything's away from you, that you don't want touching you, so that you feel like you really have full space. Very nice, my friends. 5 more rounds of breath here, just to be. Let your shoulders soften. Let your tension drain. Let go of your worries and welcome your breath back in your lungs. Nice. Legs can be at whatever weird angle they just naturally fall in. Last round. Here we go. All right, now very gently, I just want you to draw the hands back underneath the shoulders. You can keep the forehead grounded. So this is, the hands will just help you stabilize for the next part. I want you to press into your pubic bone, and on an inhale, lift your right leg up, keeping it straight. Try to lift the thigh off the ground. Yes, but then lengthen through your knee. There you go. And then on an exhale, set that whole leg back down. Good. Inhale to lift the left leg. Beautiful, strengthening that glute, reaching through the toes. And exhale to lower it back down. Good. On your next inhale, lift both legs. Forehead stays grounded. There we go. Feel the back body turn on. And exhale, letting both legs return to the earth. Nice work. I want you to let the arms come long out in front of you. Perfect. Forehead again can stay grounded, but if you want a little extra layer, you're gonna lift the head with this next round here. So on an inhale, press into the tops of your feet and lift your right arm. Just the right arm, as long as you can. Maybe your gaze is at the right fingertips. Yes. And exhale, lower it back down. Beautiful. Inhale, left arm up and out. Exhale, lower it down. Here comes the double. Inhale, lifting both arms. Maybe the heart comes off the earth a little. There you go. And exhale, lower it down. We're going to put these two together, my friends. So inhale, lift the right arm and the left leg. Good. Exhale, lower down. Switching, inhale, left arm, right leg. Maybe gaze comes forward. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful, here comes both. Inhale, lifting the feet and the hands. Beautiful. Exhale, lower down. One more time with the double. Inhale to lift, lift, lift. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale, lower. Good work. Bring those palms back underneath the shoulders. Inhale to press through your tabletop. And exhale to round back into another child's pose. Just take a little counter stretch. Nice work, everyone. Notice how the muscles on the back body are feeling. Maybe notice how it feels in comparison to the front of your body. Nice. One more breath. As you exhale, I want you to shift forward into your puppy pose. So you're in your child's, you're just going to walk your hands forward as your hips lift. But you stop when you get to this 90-degree angle. And then you lower heart towards the earth. Chin or forehead can be planted. That's right, Kathy. Yep. You're doing it naturally. Let that middle space in your back lower. That's right. Good job. One more breath here. And then exhale, let the hips get heavy back towards the heels. Maybe using those hands to walk yourself back into the child's. Taking 1 or 2 breaths just to reset. Nice, Tracy. That alignment's looking great. And only as you feel ready, you can gently roll up through your spine. Take some organic time, a moment to notice how you feel. Good. Look at you. I know it's like weird when I steer at you. Good work. All right, my loves, we're going to take a little straddle, like a half straddle with a side bend. Okay, so if you need more than one bolster, luckily we have lots of extras tonight, but this is where we're going. I'm going to turn around. So right leg in, left leg out, and we're going to go towards the left leg, okay? Now sometimes this is really tight for me. I like to have the bolster up here to just have a more supported situation. So it just depends on what you're vibing. If your hips are needing to be lifted, you could sit up on a bolster, grab the second one, or maybe sit up on a block. So lots of options here. Once you find your most supportive shape, breathe in to reach that right arm up, and then exhale, side bend to the left, towards the left foot. Now, if this top arm ever becomes a little locked and painful, you can always just have no arm and you can still enjoy that side stretch. Good. This is a wonderful shape for, as an example, like with our ease with an effort. It's not easy to hold this shape, but if you breathe and do your best to soften where you can, you're always finding that balance, keeping yourself present. There we go. Very nice. 2 more rounds here. Thanks, Ash. Yes. You got it, Tracy. On an exhale, when you're ready, you can unwind out of this as you see fit. Sometimes I like to just collapse forward. Sometimes it's nice to be all ballerina with it. Come up through the tall spine and then unwind your legs. And just lean back a little and release anything that maybe you held on to. Good. All right, guys, let's take one reverse tabletop before we take the other side. So grounding the hands behind you, fingers are either in or away, depending on how your shoulder feels. Feet are at hips distance apart. We inhale to look up, and then exhale, bring those hips up. I feel this mostly in my biceps. It'll depend on your anatomy, where you feel it. Good. On an exhale, lower those hips back down. Very nice, my loves. Take a moment. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. You can even grab your bolster. Little cobbler's pose. Good. Two more rounds of breath here. Last one. As you exhale, using your hands to press your crown away from the earth. Good. And then we just take a moment to get set up on our other side. So right leg long, left leg in this time. And guys, my left leg is always tighter, so I don't ever like force it to be connected, right? It's totally cool to be open if that makes your hip points balanced on the earth. Here we go. And then this side might need a little different support, just depending on how everything's feeling. But once you're ready, inhale to reach left arm up nice and tall. And exhale to find that side bend towards the right leg. There you go, girl. You're doing good. It got softer on the other side. Yeah. Nice. There we go. As you inhale, you try to get tall through the spine, and you exhale to move into that space. One. Exhale to gently let it go. Unwind as you see fit. Good. Ditch that bolster. Unwind your legs. I'll meet you in a downward dog. No rush. We're just going to take like 2 sun salutations to kind of flush the body. And then we'll come back down to the earth to get nice and quiet again. Very nice, everyone. Perfect. Yes, good job. Open your feet though, because it'll help you balance. There we go. Beautiful. Big breath in and down dog. Open the mouth and exhale to release something. Nice. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, top of the mat for your forward fold. So feet come to hands. Inhale for half lift. A little bit more. Yes. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Grounding into the feet. As you inhale, you're going to reverse swan dive or salute. So just stand up at the hip. There we go. And right away, exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. All the way down. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, fold. Nice, Tracy. Ground your hands. Inhale to step the feet back to high plank. And then exhale to lower your knees. We're gonna get real specific, guys. And then I want you to bend at the elbows to lower your heart and then your chin. And then you snake forward to inhale for baby cobra. We're gonna do it again. Yes. Exhale, lower. Good job. Inhale to press through your tabletop. Tuck those toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Oh, sorry. I always cut it short. Yeah, because I start to walk around. There we go. Good. One more sun sal. Big breath in. Exhale, top of your mat. Forward fold. You got it, Yaki. Yes. Inhale for half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to reverse swan dive. Reach those arms up. Gather all that love. And then exhale, pull it into your heart and forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. Grounding hands. Inhale, stepping back to high plank. And if you need a demo, you can peek at me. We're gonna exhale to lower the knees. And then I want you to check this out, guys. This is a little different than what we normally do. Stick your heart. Yes, booty's up. And now we snake forward to lengthen the legs and inhale to lift. That's so good, Tracy. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale to press through that tabletop one more time. One more downward dog as you exhale. Big breath in. Exhale, lower your knees and find your child's. Take a moment. Good work. Allow your neck to relax. You've got 5 rounds of breath just to chill. Here we go, my loves. Last couple rounds. Nice. When you're ready, you're going to transition onto your spine. So there's no specific way to do this. Maybe you just roll up and then lay down. Maybe you get long and then flip yourself like a pancake. You do you. Little moment of transition to get back close to the earth. Here we go. Good yawn, Alice. Taking a moment to feel happy that our spine is supported. Nice. There we go. Now I want you to draw one knee into the chest and then the other. Just finding a little hug of the knees, maybe rocking side to side, massaging the sacrum, just the back of the pelvis. Activating your parasympathetic nervous system. Soft hold. Good. On your next inhale, I want you to lengthen through the backs of the legs, reaching the soles of the feet up towards the sky, and roll out your ankles. Here we go. Letting all that blood drain back towards your heart. Now, when you're ready, we're gonna move into our happy baby, but I'm gonna share a new hold with you, my friends. So bend through your knees. I want you to take your arms to the inside of your legs, and then maybe wrap them to the outside of your calves. So I'm gonna say that again. So arms to the inside of the thighs, but then you take the forearm and wrap it to the outside of the calf. This is just like a gentler way to then pull the knees towards the armpits or to the outside of the ribs, and maybe get that little sway going back and forth for your happy baby. Now, if this hold doesn't serve you, peace fingers to the big toes, or maybe just holding the ankles is also appropriate. One more breath here. When you're ready, releasing your happy baby. Very nice, my friends. And I want you to either grab your bolster or I feel like bolster, because that's closest for everyone. Ground the soles of your feet, and then press into your feet to lift your hips. And I want you to slide the bolster under your hips tonight. Yeah, you got it. Yes. There we go. And then just fully surrender to that bolster. I like my arms like above my head. It just helps my neck stay loose. So take a moment to just kind of explore, right? What feels good in this moment? If you need more bolsters or a blanket, you just let me know. And then option to let the legs go long. That is the ticket. This is it, my friends. This is going to be our final asana, our final pose before we take our final wriggles. So I want you to relish in this moment. Feel that front body open and lengthen. Allow the breath to completely fill your lungs and completely exit your lungs. Yes. Might get some tingles down the arms and out the fingers. These are all good things. Just vibe for a second. Tune in and listen to what is happening on the inside of your skin. Few more rounds. There we go. Last two. Beautiful. One more. Very nice, my loves. Now, we are going to unwind from this, but it might feel good to draw both knees into the chest. It just creates this like little gravity pull where you just feel really hugged in and you don't even have to like do much. There we go. Good. And then it's it's your choice. You can either kind of roll off the side of the bolster, you could push it away from you, you could ground the feet again, lift the hips and slide it out to the side. There's no right or wrong, only your truth. There we go. And start to take any final wiggles that are calling to you here. Good work. Any little movements or sensations that maybe I didn't address today, this is your moment to give them the attention that they're asking for. You've got 5 more rounds of breath to wiggle. Last couple rounds. And if you are not in your perfect Shavasana yet, start to get settled in your final resting shape. So Happy Shavasana is just Sanskrit for corpse pose. So we're literally just laying here breathing. We like the bolster under the knees. It's just like a nice support for the low back. But if it's not your vibe, you can just take a brand new shape. Whatever feels best. There we go. All right, my loves. So fully giving your body weight to the earth. Your toes relax. Your legs are heavy like logs. Your belly is softly rising and falling. Your arms let go all the way down to your fingertips, which allows your neck and shoulders to also relax. There's no expression on your face. Your jaw is unclenched. And maybe you picture, as you breathe in, energy coming through the crown of your head, all the way to the tip of your tailbone. And as you exhale, picturing that energy leaving your tailbone, traveling up your spine, out of the top, the crown of your head. Drift away. I'll call you back when it's time.
Very slowly start returning to the space. Start returning to your body. But most importantly, return to your breath. Find some gentle movement in your arms and your legs. Touch the tongue to the back of your teeth. We're going to rest a little bit longer. Maybe roll into a fetal on one side. If you're happy as you are, just be still. Remember that there is no right or wrong answer. Only your truth. Always your truth. More rounds of breath wherever you are.
gently begin to rise. My offering is that you keep your eyes closed so that your awareness stays within. Don't rush. Feel your way up to a seated shape. Close with this week's quote. Knowing others is wisdom. Knowing the self is enlightenment. If you'd like, join me with prayer hands at heart center. Thank yourself for your practice this evening. Awesome job. Let's all take one more inhale together and exhale to bow and say namaste. Namaste. Now stay in your peace as long as you're eating.